What do skyscrapers symbolize in a dream? If you've been dreaming of skyscrapers, you may be thinking that you're not dreaming of anything at all. After all, if you go to a place like New York or San Francisco, skyscrapers are part of the background. They are to be expected, and it's very easy to dismiss that simple detail in your dream. Now, for the most part, that would be fine, but if the main focus of your nighttime vision are skyscrapers or a solitary skyscraper building, you need to sit up and pay attention. Your dream is about the skyscraper and what it symbolizes in different contexts. Generally speaking, when you dream of a skyscraper, you are thinking about or getting in touch with your subconscious ideas about your ambitions, goals, aspirations in life. All of us have these. Even if you are down on your luck or if life has treated you badly, you still have goals. You still have some sort of vision for your life, because at the end of the day, when we are about to be put in the ground, we want to look back to what we looked forward to. We want to look back to what we set up as our life mission. All of us have this. Even though a lot of us never get around to achieving these, we still have these. And when your nighttime vision focuses on the skyscraper, your subconscious is trying to draw your attention to your ambitions, goals, and aspirations. Maybe the way you live your life on a day-to-day basis is not guided by your ambitions. They're not guided by your lofty goals. Instead, you're just bouncing from one project to the next. Or worse yet, you're just trying to survive. You're just trying to put one foot in front of the other and live day to day, month after month, week after week, year after year, until it's time to close up shop. Your subconscious is telling you that maybe there is a better way, that way can be discovered when you reconnect with your ambitions, your aspirations, and what you think would make your life worth living. This is normally articulated in the form of a goal. So just because you've been disappointed and just because people have let you down through many areas of your life, don't give up on what makes you human. This is what the skyscraper represents. In biblical terminology and symbology, it represents the Tower of Babel. Now we know how the Tower of Babel ended. It ended with a humiliation. It ended with human confusion. But it doesn't have to end the same way with you, because you can be clear that you are the builder of your personal skyscraper. This is the summary of all the impact that you want to live in the world. This is a summary of what you hold dear, what is important to you, what you value. So understand that people's skyscrapers can differ. My skyscraper is going to be different from you because I'm focused on my family. You may be focused on your career, and that's perfectly fine. But what's important is that you are driven by that skyscraper, that it acts as some sort of personal North Star, because it's very easy to go around in circles. It's very easy to waste your time, and pretty soon it's time to check out. You don't want to face that level of disappointment and sense of letdown simply because you lost sight of your personal skyscrapers. What does it mean to see yourself on top of a skyscraper? If this is the main dream symbology that you experience in your nighttime vision, your subconscious is telling you that in a certain area of your life, you have reached success. Don't be shy about it. Allow yourself to recognize it and embrace it. A lot of people have a passive-aggressive relationship with success and achievement. On the one hand, they think that they may be settling or they're being complacent if they allow themselves to stop, appreciate what they've accomplished before moving on. In their minds, if they stop, they will become complacent. On the other extreme are people who are simply scared of success. So they fail to recognize it. In fact, they don't want to recognize it because in their minds, success has responsibilities. And the main responsibility of success is, of course, to keep it going, to scale it up, to take it to its fullest potential. Very few people want to do that because we're busy. We have many other things going on in our lives. So people are scared about success, achievement, recognition, and accomplishment. Your subconscious is telling you, you need to be at peace with the fact that you can make things happen. This is something to be proud of. This is something to look forward to. This is something to motivate you to reach the next summit. Stop playing games with yourself, because your ability to recognize and embrace your success, recognition and accomplishment gives you the sense of power, control, and achievement you need to keep pushing you forward so you can help other people. That's the bottom line. This is not you being narcissistic. This is not you being selfish. This is just an essential skill that you need to develop, because it can be a source of strength. What does it mean to see a skyscraper under construction in your dream? If the main dream image of your skyscraper nighttime vision involves a big sign saying under construction, what your subconscious is telling you is that personal growth, development, and the need to build a better future is actually quite important with you. It may not be front and center of your day-to-day decisions, but it's there. It's animating you. Your subconscious is then telling you to make it a central focus of your day-to-day existence so you can further direct its processes. Understand that this is going to happen. And the problem is, if you refuse to take responsibility or refuse to recognize it so you can direct it, you end up with what you end up. And it may be that you're living somebody else's dream. It may be that you're caught up in somebody else's plans. So it's time to step up and ask yourself, what kind of future do I want for myself? How do I want to grow? How do I see a better future? How do I define a better future? And unfortunately, those are the types of questions that only you can answer. What does it mean to see a crumbling or swaying skyscraper? If you see this type of image, it's easy to get scared. After all, you see all that material, all that glass and steel swaying to the wind, threatening to topple and crush whoever's unlucky enough to be close to it. This is a scary vision. Your subconscious is using this scary image to let you know that there are certain things in your life that are unstable. You may be dealing with a fear of failure, and that's why you try to sweep these under the rug. You may be dealing with a certain amount of uncertainty, so you'd rather not see certain issues that you know are being undermined or under threat of falling apart. Again, this can take many different forms. It could be your finances, your relationship, even your health. What your subconscious is telling you is now is not the time to be in denial. Allow yourself to be sensitive to your problems. It's perfectly okay to be bothered by your problems. In fact, you should be bothered. You should be inconvenienced to the point that you roll up your sleeves and do something about them. Why? Cracks are beginning to show, and pretty soon the foundation will give way. It's only a matter of time. And the worst part to all of this is you brought it on yourself because you chose to be in denial instead of tackling things head on. It's on you. So act accordingly. What does it mean to see a skyscraper overlooking a city? If the main dream vision that you had involves you being on a skyscraper overlooking a city, or seeing an image of a skyscraper and there's a city right behind it, your subconscious is trying to communicate to you that you have a lot of potential to offer whatever organization is lucky enough to hire you. Please understand that you're not another face in the crowd. You have organic leadership skills. You have a lot to offer. Now, a lot of people hearing this are probably going to freak out. They're probably going to think, how can that be? Because I'm just another face in the crowd. I can't even see myself in the organization chart of my company. What are you talking about? Well, that's your self-image talking to you. That's the little hole that you've dug for yourself because you don't want to demand bigger things from you. Believe it or not, you have the raw ingredients to become something big in this life. Now, whether that will pan out really depends on you because you have to embrace it. And here's the painful part. You have to develop it. And unfortunately, when you're developing something, there will be rough patches. People will not believe in you. People might even talk behind your back or laugh at you. But it doesn't matter. You have the raw ingredients for something great. You can be that skyscraper overlooking a city. You can be that beam or beacon of hope to other people because you've overcome. The question is, you have this tremendous amount of potential in you. Are you willing to put in the time, effort, and energy to develop it? Michelangelo said that every piece of marble that he looked at was actually holding a sculpture. You are that piece of unfinished rock, and you can see the outlines. You can see what you're capable of. You can see your potential. The question is, are you going to trust yourself enough to lift a hammer and a chisel to start working away on that raw rock? Unfortunately, that's the kind of question only you can answer. But believe me, if you are about to die and you are holding yourself to account, the worst feeling you can get is a sense of regret because you sat on all that potential. You know what you're capable of. So start pushing yourself. Start pushing against the walls of your comfort zone because believe it or not, those walls that hold you in and make you feel so comfortable and so complete and you feel that you're in a space where you belong actually act like prison walls because you're not living up to your fullest potential. You have so much to offer, and believe me, the world needs what you have to offer. So take a bold step out there. Take some risks. Keep at it. Keep polishing until you reach the top. What does it mean to see a skyscraper reaching up into the clouds? You may think that this type of imagery involves success. You may think that this involves some sort of will to power. You may not be completely off base, but the truth is, this is spiritual in nature. We all have lofty aspirations. We all have goals and dreams, but we have to step aside and look at the grand picture. Because if we were to reduce all our big goals in life to dollars and cents, we are shortchanging ourselves. We really are. Because the reality is that you have a spiritual purpose in this world. You may not be a religious person. You may be an atheist. You may not even believe in anything. But you have a purpose. Believe it or not, you have the ability to leave a legacy, to make this world a little bit better, to transform it in your own image in a little way. This is the reality that your subconscious is trying to bring front and center in your dreams. Try to reconnect with it because it can motivate you to do a bit of a better job at work. Now, you may be thinking that a 1% improvement isn't going to change the world, and you're absolutely right. But if you let that 1% improvement accumulate over time, you'd be surprised as to what you can accomplish. Think of it like rock, very hard, very solid, and seemingly unmovable. And then there's this tiny stream dropping droplets of water on that rock. I can guarantee you that if you were to look at that rock today, there won't be a hole. That rock is going to look immovable and permanent. But if you come back 100 years from now, I can guarantee you that at least there's a tiny hole in that rock. That's the power of persistence. That's the power of deciding to commit to something that can eventually produce a lot of change. Not just in yourself, not just in your small corner of the world, but all over the world. You have that kind of power. Unlock it. because it would be a shame if you didn't. What does it mean to dream of a glass skyscraper? When you see this kind of dream, your subconscious is trying to get across feelings of vulnerability, exposure, or a fear of being seen. Believe it or not, a lot of people have this fear subconsciously because they don't want people to truly know them. They don't want people to truly get into their heads and understand their insecurities, their self-esteem issues, and their lack of self-confidence. So a lot of people are playing the game where they fake it until they make it. In reality, you need to be vulnerable. Why? It pushes you. It motivates you. You need to be exposed so you can really see what your habits are. And the problem is when we put all these resources and energy into hiding, we never really level up because all that stuff is hidden. And it only takes one disaster, both internally or externally, to give it all away. Don't be a fraud. Don't be inauthentic. You only have one life to live. Live it as authentically as possible. This glass skyscraper dream is a wake-up call to you. It's your subconscious telling you to be more real because you have nothing to lose. If you have friends that hang on to you because of who you pretend to be, they're not really your friends. They're friends of an illusion. When you choose to act and think and be authentic, you attract your real friends. What does it mean to dream of a swaying skyscraper? Believe me, there's nothing scarier than seeing tons of steel and glass swaying in the wind. What this dream image lets you know is that you have to be accepting of the necessity of change. Change at some level is welcome. Most people can make all sorts of mental accommodations regarding the concept of change, but there is one condition. It has to be comfortable. And if it has to be comfortable, it has to take place on their own terms, on their own schedule, and based on whatever else they have going on in their lives. If only things were that simple. You know and I know that that's not how change works. In many cases, change just happens because it has to happen. Maybe you've overlooked certain warning signs and it just blew up in your face. Or it can happen gradually. Whatever the case may be, most people are caught unawares because subconsciously, we're creatures of habit. We're scared stiff of change. Your subconscious, when showing you this terrifying dream of a swaying skyscraper, is telling you to wake up with the state of your relationship with the concept of change. Understand that change is the only constant in life. It's gonna happen. The question is, are you going to be able to manage your emotions in such a way that the change works for you or against you? That is up to you. So your dreams are telling you to at least be aware and be a more active manager of the changes that are bound to happen in your life. Thank you for watching this video. If this video has in any way blessed you or encouraged you, please do us a big favor and click that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, please click the bell icon so you never miss any of our video updates. Also, if you want certain dreams of yours to be interpreted, please leave a comment. We read every single comment. Be as detailed as possible. Depending on our schedule, it can take quite a while to interpret your dream, but it will be done. So always check back to this channel to see if your dream interpretation request got fulfilled. Finally, there is a share button. If you like this video or you like what we're trying to do, please share our videos on all your social media accounts. If you believe in our mission of enabling people all over the world to tap the power of their dreams so they can live their best lives today, please help us by sharing our videos on all the major social media platforms. Thank you for your time and see you again in the next video.